Welcome back to the Mr. I-Y YouTube channel. If you're interested in personalized patrilineal analysis and having a video created regarding your direct patrilineal line, consider becoming a Patreon member. There is a link in the description of this video. My Patreon member is an American, but his earliest known ancestor was born in Northern Ireland in the year 1763. His current terminal subclade is the I-Y307714 branch, which dates approximately to the year 1347 CE, according to family tree DNA mean age estimates. Based on my Patreon member's surname and the surnames of his matches, I believe that this branch most likely originated in southwestern Scotland. His direct patrilineal ancestor most likely emigrated from southwestern Scotland to Northern Ireland sometime in the early 1600s during the plantation of Ulster. To quote Wikipedia, quote, "The official plantation began in 1609. Most Scottish planters came from southwest Scotland," end quote. My Patreon member's next upstream branch is the IBY144307 subclade, which dates approximately to the year 1201 CE. This was a pretty proficient progenitor. Already there are 4 descendant lineages. In addition, some of his matches share his same surname, so perhaps this common ancestor already had that surname back around the year 1201. Many of his non-surname matches for this branch seem to have surname origins in the same general vicinity of southwestern Scotland, so that is where I believe this common patrilineal ancestor must have lived. His next upstream branch is the IBY46021 subclade, which dates approximately to the year 1159 CE. In the database thus far, there are 2 modern testers that diverge apart from his patrilineal line with this subclade. One has a Scottish origin surname, and the other individual has an Italian surname and lists Italy for their earliest known patrilineal country of origin. Based on all the aforementioned data, I feel that my Patreon member's patrilineal line entered southwestern Scotland with either the Norse Vikings during the Viking Age or with the Normans a little bit later on. The Norse Vikings were known to have had an influence in the region of southwestern Scotland, as evidenced with the famous Galloway Hoard. To quote Wikipedia, quote, "The Galloway Hoard, now in the National Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh, is a hoard of more than 100 gold, silver, glass, crystal, stone, and earthenware objects from the Viking Age, discovered in the historical county of Kirkcudbrightshire in Dumfries and Galloway in Scotland," end quote. That being said, though, the data also points to the Normans as being a plausible possibility. Very interesting seeing one tester claiming Italy for their earliest known patrilineal country of origin, considering that the Normans were known to have had influence in both Scotland and Italy. Because DNA testing is currently illegal in France, it is often difficult to decipher whether a Norman connection is genetic or cultural. That being said, though, I definitely think there was a Viking Age connection for my Patreon members' direct patrilineal line, whether they stopped first in Normandy, France, or went directly to southwestern Scotland. Unfortunately, his next upstream branch, IBY45889, dates all the way back to the pre-Roman Iron Age. With over 1,000 years of missing data, it's hard to predict exactly whereabouts in Scandinavia his ancestor would have came from during the Viking Age. Unfortunately, my Patreon member does not have any relevant ancient DNA connections. His closest ancient DNA connections go all the way back to the IY2170 branch, which formed during the late Neolithic. Most certainly, all the way back then, his direct patrilineal ancestors were still living in Sweden or eastern Denmark. Is there any chance that my Patreon member's direct patrilineal line could have an association with the Anglo-Saxons instead of the Viking Age? I would say most likely not. First of all, the Anglo-Saxons are not known to have settled in that area of southwestern Scotland. And second, I would expect to see totally different branching on the haplotree, especially around the migration period. Interestingly, my Patreon members' 3 closest Y111 STR matches, all having a genetic distance of 6 to him, have not tested Big Y yet. Should they upgrade, I feel it's quite likely that they'll share at least some of my Patreon members' 5 private variants, forming a new downstream subclade with him. Surprisingly, one of his closest Y67 matches, who has a genetic distance of 4 to him, lists Switzerland for their earliest known patrilineal country of origin, and they appear to have a Swiss surname. Now, Y67 is not as predictive as Y111, but that being said, it's definitely worth getting this person upgraded to Big Y700 so we know exactly where they fall on the haplotree in regards to my Patreon members' direct patrilineal line. Lastly, he has a Y37 match, genetic distance of 4, that shares the same surname as him. They list Lochwinnoch, Scotland for their earliest known ancestor location. His upgraded Big Y700 results might shed more light in regards to whereabouts in southwestern Scotland my Patreon member's direct patrilineal ancestor came from prior to entering Northern Ireland. Thanks for watching.